So this script, render in place by MPL, allows you to render the MIDI items into its own audio. So currently I have an opus with some strings loaded, and this is just a 4-track of strings. But this method has some downsides. I will talk about the downsides later. Let's talk about the positives first. So this allows you to not have 2 tracks per instrument. So this way you can just have the MIDI and render it in place and then mix it as if you're mixing normally. So the downsides of this is that while you're producing, while it's in MIDI form, all the audio comes from the first track, from the Kontakt or opus containing track. So you can't really pan them using the DAW controls or put any effects on it. You can pan inside the Kontakt as usual. So that's what I do. I do not like having more than 1 track per instrument. So it's just easy to keep everything in track. So I'll demonstrate how this works. There are some problems rendering all of the files at once. So if you render all of this, the first file will have the output of all the MIDI files since it comes out of this track. So as a workaround that, you select everything but the containing track and then render it. So I will explain that. So in the script, select the selected items, which is 3. It changes when I change the selection. Prepare tab, enable sense. So this uses solo in place. This is very important. This allows each track to be soloed while it's rendering. So the audio is only from that one MIDI track rather than all tracks playing at the same time. Enable track effects. This doesn't really affect this much except the first track. So you just enable it regardless. Properties, I use FLAC subfolder. You can put all the renders in a subfolder, and file name for the thing supports wildcards. Post processing, destination is same track and to new take so that every audio that's being rendered gets added to the same MIDI as a new take. Set render take as active. So what that does is after rendering, all the new takes are active. Next is offline source track effects. If there are any effects on the effects section, it will become offline instead of just being active. So you get some type of like a freezing workflow, but not quite. So after you do this, you get this. I'm just going to disable multiple take views. So this is the individual audio of the violin, viola, and cello. So that's that. Then what I do is just freeze the first track. Like the containing tracks, I freeze them because I don't want it to be offline. I don't want to see that thing. So I just select all the containing opus or Kontakt tracks and then freeze them. So this gives me a workaround in not having too many tracks, and I can mix everything just fine. And if I want to go back, I can just select the items, press T, and it will go back to the media. But this won't make any sound if the first track is frozen or disabled. You have to unfreeze the first track and then everything will just go back to how you started, and you can continue producing that way.